Hey everyone, Kenyan Hippie here. So, because of a lot of demands and requests about how to crochet straight hair to form a lock, I decided to do this video for you guys. Those who follow me on TikTok, you know that I gave my baby girl a lock I want to say about a month ago now. Same way I started my own locks, I use the crochet method. It gives you an instant lock that will not unravel. It won't go through the ugly baby phase where it has to unravel and puff up, because it gives the illusion of a mature lock. As you can see, her lock has come in really nicely. It's doing very well. So I sectioned her hair using my fingers, just because you can, but just use a comb if you're not seasoned. I've been doing this a long time. And then you're gonna take that section. Again, her hair is long, so this took a while to do, but you're gonna do what is called back combing. Back combing provides the basis for the lock and for the hair to start matting, because again, a lock is matted hair. I've gotten into so many arguments with people. I was like, a lock is a lock, a dreadlock, a lock, a rasta, whatever you want to call it, it's all the same thing. But it's formed when hair mats, whether deliberately or free formed, it's all the same concept. So the back combing helps the hair start to mat and makes it easier for the next step. You can find these combs everywhere. I believe Walmart has them. Just a fine tooth comb should do the job. You're gonna keep twisting to whatever side. Now again, remember that locks, they look neater and they look cylindrical when you use this method as opposed to the twisting method. That's why my locks always look even, essentially. So, and again, you have to keep in mind that you might have thicker hair in the middle of your head, thinner hair in the back, which is why the back can have bigger locks, bigger size sections, because the hair is gonna be thinner. In the middle, you might want smaller sections because you have thick hair and the locks will still be thick. It's a science. But basically, I'm twisting to the right, so clockwise, and I'm just back combing, twisting, back combing as I go down, work my way down. This should not hurt at all. So it's already forming. It's slow, it's a slow process. You need to be patient. You'll start to see it matting together. Twist back home, and repeat. And no, if you don't do this on wet hair, it's not a good idea to crochet or back home wet hair. You do not need to put any products in your hair. I highly discourage the use of wax to create locks, because all it does is create buildup, and that buildup stays in your lock because again, it's matted hair. It's very hard to remove it. You might have to do several rinses, baking soda and vinegar rinses. That'll be a different video for another time. But as you can see, I'm just going on with the process, twisting, back combing, twisting, back combing, working my way down. This is the best way to create a lock on straight hair. Next process, the crocheting. Now you're gonna need a 0.5 millimeter crochet needle. I use a very specific crochet needle that I get from Amazon because the rest don't do the job. It has to be a very fine tip. So I'm trying to do slowly here. Normally I would grab her hair tighter. You need to grab that root really tight because again, you're pulling hair into the lock. So she was in a bit of pain there, I think. So I had to tell her, I'm so sorry, honey. But you want to go, when I realized, because she wasn't saying anything, then I tightened my grip on the lock. But you want to essentially weave in and out of the lock, holding it in place in the same direction you are twisting it. So if you're gonna do clockwise, then you're gonna hold it clockwise and use the crochet needle to basically tighten the lock and mat the hair further into itself. You're just crocheting, but you're crocheting the hair. So what this does is it weaves the hair into itself. So as you can see, the grip is super tight, and I'm checking with her to make sure she's fine and that she's not in pain. But she sits really well for these. She sits really well for hairstyles. Now that the root is done, just continue the same process. Now, if you notice, I'm holding the hair taut. That's the needle I'm using. It's a number 14. I'm gonna put the details in the description box where you can order it from Amazon. I order the same needle, and I have Amazon Prime, so I always get them within a few days of ordering, at the very most, maybe 2 days. So we've gotten to the halfway point. That's what it looks like now. Now you can see the twists. You can see the twist to the right. Those are gonna go away when the lock matures. As you can see, how the matured lock, or at least on its way to maturing, it just looks cylindrical. There are no twirls or twists, so it'll look like that eventually. But for now, because it's brand new, that's what it's gonna look like. Also, you're gonna note that I'm going back and forth when I'm crocheting. Yes, I'm holding it in one direction, but I am going back and forth with it to make sure I'm crocheting all the sides. I slowed it down for you as much as I could and zoomed in, but the camera was not cooperating. That's what the needle is doing. It's just going in and out with it, whilst simultaneously using your thumb and forefinger to do the same thing. So it's a 2-in-1 action. The needle is going in and out, and then thumb and the forefinger. Because if you had few pokes, I poked myself a little bit. It doesn't hurt, but this is what it is. The needle is facing down, not up. It's facing downwards. The hook. So you're gonna keep going back and forth. And there we have it. The lock is done. Next step is called palm rolling. A palm rolling is the method you use to basically tame the stray hairs when you see them. Put the lock between your palms and literally just palm roll back and forth all the way down. People use this method to maintain locks, keep them neat. I prefer to just use the crochet method for my hair. But essentially that's what it is. And perfect. She has her little locks. And she has 2 locks now. Hopefully one day she commits to a whole head of them, but that's gonna take forever. Please subscribe, like, and share, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video.